Hello again, everybody, and welcome again to the New Orleans Public Library. My name's Jeff. I'm here at the Children's Resource Center, and I'm very happy to share our virtual story time with you today. Remember, you can always check out the rest of our virtual story times and all of our virtual content at nolalibrary.org. So today, you can see that it's getting very close to Halloween, so we thought that we would share with you one of our favorite Halloween stories, as well as a couple of songs and rhymes. To begin, we're going to do our Halloween welcome song. It's called Halloween Night, and we're going to sing it to the tune of Frere Jacques, and it goes like this. Jack-o'-lanterns, jack-o'-lanterns, Halloween, Halloween. See the owls gliding, coal black cats are hiding. Ghosts go boo, ghosts go boo. Okay, that's very nice. Y'all did a really great job with that. So, it's getting close to Halloween, like we said, and I just wanted to show you where we decided to do story time underneath our spooky Halloween tree. It's not a very spooky tree, but we do have some of our spooky friends that we've made in the past. This is our friend the bat. You can see our three friends who are witches. They're here on the wall. And we have our ghost sign. And if you look way up at the top, you might be able to see our owls on a starry night. But if you can't see it, it's okay because we made lots and lots of these. Here's what they look like. So here's a little rhyme you can do to help celebrate some of our Halloween friends. You're going to have to be able to do some things with your hands. First, if you're going to make the sound that an owl makes, you want to cup your hands over your mouth like this and go, hoo, hoo. Then, if you want to scare somebody like you're a ghost, you can throw your hands out very quickly. Boom! Like that. Boom. And then, if you are trying to fly around like a bat, like our friend the bat, you put your hands together like this to make little wings out of them and fly through the air and go eek, eek, eek. And finally, if you're trying to roll down the street like a pumpkin, like that, you might take your hands and roll them together, like rolling around. So we're going to sing the song now, and it goes kind of to the tune of The Farmer in the Dell. And it goes like this. The owl goes who, the owl goes who. Hi-ho on Halloween, the owl goes who. Pretty good. Let's do the ghost now. The ghost goes boo. The ghost goes boo. Hi-ho on Halloween, the ghost goes boo. What did we say we would do next? Let's do the bat. The bat goes eek. The bat goes eek. Hi-ho on Halloween, the bat goes eek. The pumpkin rolls around. The pumpkin rolls around. The pumpkin rolls around. Hi-ho on Halloween, the pumpkin rolls around. It's very good. And finally, we need to end it. And in order to end it, we have to be scarecrows who wave goodbye. Can you wave goodbye? The scarecrow waves goodbye. The scarecrow waves goodbye. Hi-ho on Halloween, the scarecrow waves goodbye. That's amazing. Very good, everybody. Halloween is a great time for storytelling. We really like spooky stories, funny stories, stories that surprise us. But still, telling stories in general, listening to stories, but also telling them is a great way to develop this sense of narrative, which is why it's a great idea, perhaps at Halloween, to sit the little ones down and not only like tell a ghost story or an intriguing story, but also to encourage them to tell their own story. It's the way to get an idea of like a story has a beginning and a middle and an end. And going through the process of talking about something from the start to the middle to the finish is a great way to develop, narrative skills that help us become better readers. And of course, just because it's Halloween doesn't mean that the story has to be really scary. A lot of them can be really fun. I was going to show you some of my favorite Halloween storytime books. We're not reading these today, but these are stories that I think are as funny as they are spooky. And so they can be a lot of fun for a young one on Halloween. This is called Leonardo the Terrible Monster by Mo Willems. It's very well known, but Leonardo is a terrible monster in that he's not very good at being a monster. And so he has to learn how to scare somebody. Another one that's a lot of fun is Nick Sherratt's What's in the Witch's Kitchen. This is really cool because you've got lots of little surprising flappy things to open and a lot of jokes in there as well. People enjoy that. There's a lot of humor in it. And then another one that's a lot of fun this is called Frankenstein Makes a Sandwich by Adam Rex. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but it's got a lot of songs and poetry and funny stories about some famous Halloween monsters. So check those three out. So today's story is called Love Monster and the Scary Something. It's by Rachel Bright. This comes to us courtesy of Macmillan Publishing, who are allowing libraries to use their copyrighted material for virtual story times during 2020 because of the pandemic, and we're very grateful to them for doing that. Love Monster is, as you can see, not the scariest monster in the world. He also lives in the town of Cutesville. So if you're worried about a particular spooky story for Halloween, this isn't the spookiest one you're going to find. So let's get started. It was way past bedtime o'clock in Cutesville, and everyone was fast asleep. Well, everyone, that is, except for one particular monster. Hello, Love Monster. And you can see Love Monster looking out the window there. You see, just like every night, he'd made a cup of hot milk with chocolate sprinkles and counted his way up the stairs. Let's count the stairs with Love Monster. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. As usual, he'd read 15 and a half bedtime stories. Look at all of his bedtime stories that he has piled up by his bed. Then he closed his eyes and he snuggled in with Teddy. He's got his Teddy really tight. But that night, the harder he tried to nod off, the awaker he was. And the later, and the darker, and the spookier it got. So, Love Monster lay and listened to the sounds of the shadowy night. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. That was the clock. Shh. That was the sound of the wind in the leaves. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was the sound of the Cutesville owls. Rustle, rustle, rustle. That was the... Hold on. What was that? It sounded like something in the yard. Creak. And now it sounded like something was downstairs. Bang! Ah! Shouted Love Monster. He's very scared. His flashlight is up in the air. He climbed under the comforter, his heart still beating loud and fast. There was definitely something out there, and that something had definitely gotten in. Ooh, look at the something's feet. Pitter pat, pitter pat, pitter pat. Ooh, it sounded like the something had terrible twisterly toenails. Bump, bumpity, scuffly bump. Oh no! It sounded like the something with the terrible twisterly toenails was coming up the stairs. Crunch, crunch, crunchity crunch. Eek! It sounded like the something with terrible twisterly toenails had great big teeth. And it sounded hungry. Suddenly, Love Monster could bear it no longer. Somehow, hiding from the something outside got harder than finding something brave inside. So, he flung back the covers, and he flicked on the flashlight, and went the something. What is the something? Do you see the something? He's all the way over here. And he's a little bunny rabbit, and he's got a little carrot. Is that what we were afraid of? As it turns out, Love Monster hadn't been the only one who couldn't sleep that night. And he wasn't the only one who didn't want to be alone. So you can see, as we go back through the story, the bunny, he can't sleep either. He rustles across the yard. He creaks open Love Monster's door. Bang! He closes it a little too hard. He pitter-pats across the floor. And he bumpity-bump ups the stairs. And then he crunchity crunches on his carrot as he comes into Love Monster's room. And as the tiniest, fluffiest bunny in Cutesville explained to his, I suppose, a bit googly-eyed friend, they both laughed and laughed and laughed till their tummies ached. And you know what? The dark just didn't seem so spooky anymore for either of them. So you see, sometimes it's only when you're brave enough to face what you're afraid of that you find out there was nothing to be scared of after all. And Love Monster and his little bunny friend got to hang out and watch TV all night. Until they fell asleep. I'll see you. Okay, everybody, this is the part where we count up our pumpkins. You see all of our pumpkins we have on the bench? How many pumpkins do you see? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We've got 10 pumpkins on the bench. Very good. And now, can you help me get all of our 10 pumpkins off of the bench and into their pumpkin patch? There's a little rhyme that we have that will help us do that. And it goes like this. 10 little pumpkins all in a line. One became a jack-o'-lantern. Then there were 9. 9 little pumpkins looking through the gate. A farmer came and took one. And then there were 8. 8 little pumpkins. There were never 11. A green goblin took one. And then there were 7. 7 little pumpkins, full of jolly tricks. A white ghost took one. And then there were 6. 6 little pumpkins, glad to be alive. A black cat took one. And then there were 5. 5 little pumpkins, by the barn door. A hoot owl took one. And then there were 4. 4 little pumpkins. As you can plainly see, one became a pumpkin pie. And then there were 3. 3 little pumpkins, feeling really blue. One rolled away. And then there were 2. 2 little pumpkins sitting in the sun. 1, 2. A little kid took one. And then there was 1. 1 little pumpkin. He was all alone. He said, "So long." And then there were none. But now we have 10 little pumpkins in a patch so green, making everybody happy on Halloween. And that's how we do it. Great job, everybody. Okay, everybody, that's all we've got today. Thank you so much for joining us for story time, and we hope everybody has a great Halloween. So we wanted to say goodbye with our Halloween goodbye song, and it goes pretty much like Pop Goes the Weasel, and it goes like this. All around the haunted house, the bat, he chased the goblin. The ghost flew overhead. Scat went the black cat. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.